Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, this morning I continue to talk on or make this video on the topic of religion and belief, because this gives me opportunity to talk on our Creator. Why it is important to think of our Creator? Because when we think of our Creator, we witness our heart first to believe and then to obey. There is a revelation in the Koran saying, I'll send down my revelation to mankind. Whoever believe and follow, no need to feel worry and no need to feel sad. So meaning that we should be happy, and the happiness will be more in the life of thereafter. So why not we develop ourselves to have a heart that believe and obey the revelation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the opportunity to believe and obey is limited as long as we live, and we don't live for very long time. So the life is short, and we should take the opportunity to believe and to obey. Do you think it is easy? Yes, it is easy. One answer is this easy. One answer, it is not so easy. Why I say it is easy? Because we just believe and obey. But then how many people believe and obey the revelation? So statistics says few. So few people believe and obey. The majority of men are rebellious. There are many unbelievers compared to believers. There are many who obey. There are many people who just rebellious than people who obey and believe. So that's the reason why one answer is not easy, because of the statistic of mankind or people that believe and obey. So consider you are lucky if you believe and obey. It is also mentioned in the Quran that people who believe and obey are the lucky people, the winners. But there are also many people who disobey and don't believe, and we have also even people who lie to people that he believe and obey, but actually he has not believed, he has not obeyed. We know it is mentioned in history from the prophet times. Even now we have people who are like that. So consider you are lucky if you believe and obey. But if you have not at this time, there is still opportunity if you still alive. In the revelation of the Quran, there are many verses that invite you to think. One is that Allah is saying that we have not existed before. Yes, we know it. We have not existed before. That bird that is eating grass in front of me, that bird had not existed before. That bird has the time when he hatch from an egg, then become the bird. So that bird has also not existed before. So it's the same as us. We have not existed before, and then Allah had caused us to exist, but then it's only for a period of time that will die, and the new people will be born. And if keep on, we know that we see our example of our people before, our grandfather, they die, and then we also now become the grandfather. We also will die soon. Myself, I'm talking about. So it's happening all the time with you and with other peoples as well. So take the opportunity to believe and obey and become the winners. So what is it to become the winners and losers? The winners will be admitted to paradise, and the losers will be sent to hell. Of course, we live in this world is not free. We subjected to judgment and will be judged accordingly, fairly. What our good deeds, what our belief, and if we got it wrong, then is obvious losers. And if we got it right and we have done right, then is the winners, admitted to paradise, where the life will be better than the life in this world. Life in this world, we have to work to earn a living, but in paradise we don't have to work. We don't have to work, and we'll get what we want. We'll be given wife, beautiful house, and also the strength, and we'll live forever. No worry of dying. We'll live forever, and our age will be 33 years old all the time. Of course, at 33 years old, you're strong, you have the look, you can have the wives, and all the desire of the young people will be, Allah will give you the best treatment, give the wife, give you the house, beautiful house, and you don't have to worry about work, and also don't have to worry about finding foods, and you have the strength, 100 times the strength of you when you are on earth. So just imagine how nice will be the life in paradise, while people in hell, of course, hell is a place of punishment for being not believing, for being rebellious, and they don't have the mark or deserve to go to paradise because of being rebellious to the Creator. So life is not free. We have to work to live happy life in the next world. You must have heard of the sentence when people die, the people say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi ji'un. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. So meanings that from Allah we come, from Allah we will return. So the return to Allah is either winner or loser. So it's just like I was saying that we are being created for a purpose to serve our Creator. Failure to serve our Creator, then the return will be as losers. If you are successful in serving your Creator, the return will be as winners. I think that's enough of preaching to myself 80%, and for you who listen will also would get benefit from what I've just said. Also now, brothers and sisters, the next stage of this video is to talk about what is going on in this world. Normally we choose a country, but this time I will just choose Ukraine, because Ukraine is now being invaded by aggressive country Russia. So when I had a talk on this before, I was talking about 100,000 or more Russian soldiers gathering near the border. The Russian president keeps saying they will not invade, they are just practicing, but it's absurd. Practicing in numbers of 100,000 look like they were preparing for invasion of Ukraine. And what happened? Actually, they invade Ukraine. So what's happening now? The 100,000 soldiers that gathered near the border now are in Ukraine, trying to conquer the country, and the Ukraine people resist the invasion with what means they have. So I have a mixed news. The good news is that Ukraine people able to resist. They able to take prisoners of the Russian soldiers who came to invade their country. They're able to destroy some tanks, Russian tanks, and armored vehicles. So the Ukrainians were able also to take down some of the Russian jet plane. So it's not easy for the Russian to conquer Ukraine, and Ukraine people resisting. Some are just volunteers, meaning they are not normal soldiers. They are civilian turned into soldiers when there is emergency. So I heard that Ukrainian government giving them in total like 18,000 guns with bullets. So this Ukrainian government have stocks of gun. They give it to the civilian for the civilian to fight the invading army of the Russian. And the government were also asking the people to make Molotov cocktail bomb. So I seen the video that the people of Ukrainian making Molotov cocktail bomb, which like homemade bomb. They just threw it on top of the tank, and the tank will catch fire. I don't know what extent it will do to the tank, but in the past it was known to destroy the tank and kill the people in the tank. But today, because tank design have improved, I don't know whether the Molotov tank will do the same. But the Ukrainian army also have weapons, anti-tank weapons. The Javelin, they say is Javelin anti-tank provided by the American, is effective in destroying the tank. But also seen the Ukrainian army using the granite launcher, what they call it, RPG. RPG was also normally used by the Taliban, and many insurgents use this simple granite launcher RPG from Russia. So I've seen that. Of course, that is known to destroy the tank if it hit the right place of the tank. So it can destroy the tank. And Germany is now, at one time Germany was wanting to supply Ukrainian with helmets only, but recently I heard a talk of German consular in their parliament. He was making a long speech, and he saying that he wanted to do more, just to do more than by just sending helmets. Meaning, he said he will send the German anti-tanks. And what else? I heard anti-tank because anti-tank guns is on demand at the moment because it destroyed the tank, and when the tank is destroyed, it also kill the occupants, and maybe some of the Russian soldiers that hide themselves or follow the tank behind, so they would be exposed as well with no tank in front of them. And the anti-tank will also destroy the personal carrier and would also destroy fuel tank and all many vehicles and equipment can be destroyed by anti-tank weapons. So that is critical equipment for the Ukrainian to possess. So many people in this world support Ukrainian because their country being invaded, so they have more sympathizers. And now Putin is seen as the villain president who is mad about wanting to, who has this imperial ambition, wanting to enlarge their territory. Even some of the Russian soldiers being taken prisoners were saying that they were being tricked. They didn't know that they were asked to invade a country and they were being tricked to do it. Actually, it's not in their heart to be an aggressor. So some of them were willing to change side. Instead of fighting the Ukrainian, they changed side to fight the Russian. So not surprised that the soldiers, being young and have this ideal to be a good soldiers, not a bad one, change side to support the Ukrainian army to resist the invasion of the Russian people. Okay, that's what's happening in Ukraine. So fighting is going on, and it is not easy for Russia to conquer Ukraine because the people resist the invasion, and many civilians joined the army to resist the invasion. So they are brave people willing to sacrifice their life for the sake of freedom. Okay, brothers and sisters, I think I have enough of talk on that. So now let us read the Quran. So let's see what page are we. Okay, I think on the Quran I should be reading page 172 this morning. So to get the barakah, let me read in Arabic the first sentence on this page. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وَإِذْ قَالَتْ أُمَّةٌ مِّنْهُمْ لِمَ تَعِظُونَ قَوْمَ اللَّهُ مُهْلِكُهُمْ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُهُمْ عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا قَالُوا مَعْذِرَةً إِلَىٰ رَبِّكُمْ وَلَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's see the meaning of the sentences in the Quran. And remember when one group of the people among them say, why you advise the people who will be destroyed or punished by Allah with the punishment that is severe? They say, so that we'll have a reason to our God as our responsibility to advise them so that they would become people who fear Allah. So meaning that they already done their responsibility of advising, then it's up to Allah to punish them. Then after they forget what have been reminded of them, then we save the people who warn them from doing bad things, and then we punish people who are cruel with the punishment that is severe, because they often doing big sin. Then after they pride themselves on what has been advised, then we say to them, be you the monkey that is dishonor. Then remember when your God said, verily He will send people who will cause them calamity which is severe to people of the Jew until the day of judgment. Verily your God is quick in punishing, and verily is most forgiving and merciful. And we divide them to become several group. Among them people who are pious, being believers, and there are people who are not believers. Then we test them with favor that is good, and test them with calamity that is bad. So hopefully they will return to the truth. Then after that, then come the generation that is bad, that inherit the Torah, that will take the wealth of the world that is low. Then they say, we will be forgiven. Then their wealth in this world will come in plenty. Then sure they will take as well. Is it not they already make promise in the book of Torah that that they will not say anything on Allah except on the truth? In reality, they have learned what has been mentioned in the book. The next world will be better if they have fear of Allah. Then have you not understand Then the people who grieve on the teaching of Torah, then who perform salat, then they will be given the benefit of good deed. Verily, we will not make or reduce their benefit of good deed to people who are pious. Okay, brothers and sisters, that complete my reading of the Quran. So now let's read the Gospel of Barnabas. So where are we? Okay, we are on chapter 162. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. If Amos had said, "There is no God in the city," but what God had done it, but God has done it. As God lived in those presence, my soul stand, you would have made a grievous error, for the world whole not for good ought to have iniquities and sins. They are done in the way of vanity, whereupon men would have wrought much more iniquitously, believing that there be not any sin or wickedness which God has not done. His hearing whereof the earth trembled. And when Jesus had said this, straightway there arose a great earthquake, insomuch that everyone fell as dead. Jesus raised them up, saying, Now see, if I have told you the truth, let this then suffice you, that Amos, when he said that God has done evil in the city, taking with the world, spake of tribulation for sinners alone, called evil. Let us come to the predestination of which you desire to know, and whereof I'll speak to you, Jordan, on the other side tomorrow, if God will. Okay, that complete my reading of the Gospel of Barnabas. Thank you very much for listening.